Nothing important is learned. It is simply remembered. It is never too late to be what you might have been. I am inspired by people who are willing to confront the shadows of themselves and find light.
Overconfidence blows out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it.
A daily dose of daydreaming heals the heart, soothes the soul, and strengthens the imagination. Virtuous people often revenge themselves for the constraints to which they submit by the boredom which they inspire. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. Positive anything is better than negative nothing. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. Being liked for the way you looked is worse than not being liked at all. Sometimes the only reason for us to be somewhere else is to see things from a different perspective. You need to have faith in yourself, be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead.
If we thought more for ourselves, we would have very many more bad books and very many more good ones.
Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it.
Everything you'll ever need to know is within you. The secrets of the universe are imprinted on the cells of your body.
The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing.
We beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days, waiting for better ones ahead. Until you have suffered much in your heart, you cannot learn humility.
The search for truth takes you where the evidence leads you, even if at first you don't want to go there. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. Dying is only one thing to be sad over. Living unhappily is something else. You have to rise above the squabbling and chaos and keep believing. You have to always keep your goals in mind. Embrace the truth that joy does not happen to us. It reflects our mindset and choices. Be a life long or short, its completeness depends on what it was lived. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Upon my word, I think the truth is the hardest missile one can be pelted.
The king is only fond of words and cannot translate them into deeds.
We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. In truth, Freud sees nothing and understands nothing. Those who would wage war should first eliminate all domestic enemies before proceeding to attack the external foe. Magic always happens when you direct your inner powers to the object you want to change.
It doesn't matter how great your shoes are if you don't accomplish anything in them. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself.
If a man is to shed the light of the sun upon other men, he must first of all have it within himself. I was 40 years old when I stood up for myself for the first time. I should have stood up earlier.
A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for. You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable.
Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live.
Life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. There's no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day. Follow your heart, then root its longing with the facts.
I have never seen or heard of such a fish, but I must kill him. I am glad we do not have to try to kill the stars. Things will get easier. People's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable. Take care of your costume, and your confidence will take care of itself. Life is a waste of time, and time is a waste of life. So let's all get wasted and have the time of our lives. I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it. If you give up what you want most for what you think you should want more, you'll end up miserable. If your desire is for good, the people will be good.
Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. Once you stop learning, you start dying.
Life takes a bit of time and a lot of relationship. We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment.
When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life.
If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination. Truth is confirmed by inspection and delay, falsehood by haste and uncertainty. It is better to walk in light than to dance in darkness. Smile at strangers, and you just might change a life. The harder you work, the luckier you will get. Read books, care about things, get excited. Try not to be too down on yourself. Enjoy the ever-present game of knowing. News told, rumors heard, truth implied, facts buried. You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries but does not resurrect. Anything that doesn't take years of your life and drive you to suicide hardly seems worth doing. Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation. I think that you've got to make something that pleases you and hope that other people feel the same way. Your own positive future begins in this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here. What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it. Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget that you are human.
Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand.
I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual.
The truth always carries the ambiguity of the words used to express it.
Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back.
A man must wage war on himself to defeat his weaknesses and conquer his strengths. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
There's no clarity. There was never meant to be clarity.
Whether we like it or not, modern ways are going to alter and in part destroy traditional customs and values. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you.
If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas.
Bregbankoling, opinion er at youth in sich smut and boeken die gedings.
If you are willing to go out on a limb, the tree of life holds endless possibilities.
The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them.
Those who win never give up. Those who give up never win. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same.
Take risks, make bold decisions, and enjoy the journey of leaving your own unique mark in this world. The best view comes after the hardest climb. The demon that you can swallow gives you its power, and the greater life's pain, greater life's reply. The clarity that comes without desperation is the clarity that carries authority. Watch for the thing that will show itself to you, because that thing, when you find it, will be your future.
Glory resides in the hearts of those you inspire, not in fleeting moments of fame. If you think you have enough knowledge, you are still ignorant. Always be a learner.
The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led.
Health is hearty. Health is harmony. Health is happiness.
Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it.
Understanding that rests in what it does not understand is the finest.
Don't let your luggage define your travels. Each life unravels differently. When there are many worlds, you can choose the one you walk into each day. As a leader, you're not paid to make decisions. You're paid to get results from decisions. Time is what keeps things from happening all at once. It is a joy to be hidden and disaster not to be found. Understanding is a three-edged sword, your side, their side, and the truth. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself.
Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being.
The smallest thing well done becomes artistic. Thou shalt not be a victim, thou shalt not be a perpetrator, but above all, thou shalt not be a bystander. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not.
If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by.
Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect.
My only advice is to stay aware, listen carefully, and yell for help if you need it. True, life is complex, but so are a great many accidents.
Challenge and adversity are meant to help you know who you are. Storms hit your weakness, but unlock your true strength. We have not been rewarded to evolve over our failures, but punished never to make mistakes again. No matter what happened yesterday, it is insignificant when compared to what lies within the core of your being today. There isn't an end point to excellence where you have it and you can stop. Being your best self means keeping on trying. Light must come from inside. You cannot ask the darkness to leave you. You must turn on the light. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth.
I woke up incredibly grateful today. I'm allowing myself to bask in this feeling. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. Life isn't about escaping the darkness. It's all about experiencing both the day and night.
Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better.
Once you reject fear, you will become the perfect candidate to receive and reflect truth. Stress is a consequence of negative happenings or impact in life, but important is how to overcome it. Well, it's hard to be yourself. It's the hardest job there is. Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's going to dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars.
To think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing.
People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. Your life will not end with death. You are immortal. You are always there, and you always will be. Common man's patience will bring him more happiness than common man's power.
Despite the heart-numbing frost, my soul is blooming like spring.
What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me.
Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. Worst days give lessons. And best days give memories.
Nobody will save you, some can't even save themselves. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst.
Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization. All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought. Nothing truly valuable arises from ambition or from a mere sense of duty. It stems rather from love and devotion towards men and towards objective things.
Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping. You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true. Sometimes success isn't about making the right decision. It's more about making some decision.
A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. I do not know everything. Still many things I understand.
Once you realize you deserve a bright future, letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make. Admit when you're wrong. Shut up when you're right.
Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake. Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous.
A truth is what it is. A lie, a thought-out deception more brutal than a truth could ever be. The act of going within, finding our truth and then sharing it, it helps us far more than we know.
A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe.
If I didn't try to assume responsibility for my own existence, it would seem utterly absurd to go on existing. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
A good completion takes a long time. A bad completion cannot be changed later.
Success will be within your reach, only when you start reaching out for it. As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose. Every single person is sacred. Sacred means special, precious, a treasure of true beauty. That means you.
Feel your emotions. Live true your passions. Keep still your mind.
Once you make it to your point of making it, you'll appreciate the struggle. Of everything you could be and everything you do, the greatest thing of all, Henry, is simply to be you.
Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood.
Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything else you do.
Behind every beautiful thing, there's some kind of pain. If the enemy has occupied them before you, do not follow him, but retreat and try to entice him away. To realize the truth, you have to cross the boundaries of all religions and prophets Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories.
Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible.
Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening. When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. One of the best ways to influence people is to make them feel important. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up. Small shifts in your thinking and small changes in your energy can lead to massive alterations of your end result. A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends.
Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This would diminish his enthusiasm.
Being able to write becomes a kind of shield, a way of hiding, a way of too instantly transforming pain into honey. I always knew on some level that I wouldn't live long. It's simply not written in my stars.
You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you.
Life might take you down different roads, but each of you gets to decide which one to take. A wind that blows aimlessly is no good to anyone.
Appreciate the moment of a first kiss. It may be the last time you own your heart.
The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. The joy in life is his who has the heart to demand it.
Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else.
Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. The essence of life does not consist in the lushness of your possession, but in the richness of your heart. There's nothing more inspiring than a person's courage to heal. It is evident as a matter of logic that since they disagree, not more than one of them can be true. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy.
It isn't where you came from. It's where you're going that counts.
The place where you made your stand never mattered, only that you were there and still on your feet. Being angry, resentful, or saddened by rejection can suck the sweetness out of acceptance.
Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person.
Success sometimes may be defined as a disaster put on hold. Qualified has to be. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end. Once war becomes a clash of absolutes, there is no breathing room for mercy. Absolute truth is blind truth.
If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it.
You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft, you will die without ever realizing your true potential.
Time is precious, but truth is more precious than time. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart.
Humility is nothing but truth, and pride is nothing but lying.
Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment.
The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. We know the truth not only by the reason, but by the heart. Sometimes being happy takes effort. Invest time and energy in yourself and your happiness. To have what you have never had, you have to do what you have never done. Power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts, perhaps the fear of a loss of power.
Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
I've often mused over the idea that madness is actually a sane reaction to an insane world. Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break.
Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons.
If what he said was the truth, it broke her heart. If what he said was a lie, it was broken anyway. To use your head, you have to go out of your mind.
Beware of the small things. A small leak can sink a great ship. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean.
When it's possible for you to dream, it's not impossible to achieve. The light at the end of the tunnel is just the light of an oncoming train. Discussion is impossible with someone who claims not to seek the truth, but already to possess it.
When your intentions are pure, so too will be your success. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. Moods can be contagious. Don't catch or spread a bad mood.
There is no greater sorrow than to recall happiness in times of misery.
Life is all about becoming a better version of yourself.
Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. No one is going to figure out your life. It's your responsibility. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief.
Go into emptiness, strike voids, bypass what he defends, hit him where he does not expect you.
Sometimes one likes foolish people for their folly, better than wise people for their wisdom.
What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. If those who are sent to draw water begin by drinking themselves, the army is suffering from thirst.
If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small.
Don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear.
But it's important to acknowledge that while we may make mistakes, in the long run, we may also learn from them. Well, I must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterfly.
Silence is nice to have if you wanted it, but maddening if you didn't. It is only possible to live happily ever after on a daily basis.
Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Instead of complaining about the problem and blaming others, start finding the solution. Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life.
What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease.
Accept what is, let go of what was, have faith in what will be. There is no future without a past, because what is to be cannot be imagined except as a form of repetition. Sometimes small things can become very large indeed. When life takes away, something of greater value is always given in return. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Life is something that happens when you can't get to sleep. Maybe it was wrong or maybe impossible, but I wanted the truth to be one thing, one solid thing. Your future needs you, your past doesn't.
Settle one difficulty, and you keep 100 away.
There are no bad words, bad thoughts, bad intentions, and words. I would rather make mistakes in kindness and compassion than work miracles in unkindness and hardness. Whenever you feel bad, remember all the good days you've had, and be happy again. If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly.
The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces.
Kindness is not a business. True kindness expects nothing in return and should never act with conditions. 90% of everything you believe you can achieve in life you will. Don't have hope that your situation will be better. Have hope that your future will be brighter. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. The road to enlightenment is long and difficult, and you should try not to forget snacks and magazines. Never let doubt guide your life's compass, as shadows fade once hope is found. You cannot change anyone, but you can be the reason someone changes. Leaving your religion and having to invent your own system of values is a big deal after all. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized.
Maneuvering with an army is advantageous. With an undisciplined multitude, most dangerous.
Step without fear. Helping anyone to step out of fear is the best emotional recipe for the mind.